Hi guys, let's buckle up because we're about to get real, raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic. It's We Talk Sports 360 with a big ID. And straight away we go. Let's dissect what the appointment of Eric Chelle as the Super Eagles coach really means for Nigerian football and why I believe it's a slap in the face of every football loving Nigerian. This is more than a decision. I don't think you people understand. It's more than a decision. It's a reflection of how far we have sunk into mediocrity and a lack of ambition. Somebody once said that when you stay too long in the toilet, shit stops smelling. And that's the story of Nigeria. From being top five in 1993, 1994, to being regarded as probably the first African country that will win the World Cup, we now wallow in 40th, 50th position, and we're comfortable with it. We think that's our level. Mediocrity. And this is just a typical sign of it. It set me bonkers when I saw Amaju Pinnick on Arise Television trying to justify the fact that we have Eric Chelle as our coach, justifying it. And it's just like a script. Amaju Pinnick saying the same thing that Michael Obasi was saying on TikTok just a few days before. That one of the reasons why they got the coach is because he's a disciplinarian and he plays attacking football. Is that the problem? But we never see the big picture. Let me tell you this. This appointment is like putting plaster over a bullet hole. Nigerian football is hemorrhaging. Let's talk about the man of the moment, Eric Chelle. As far as I'm concerned, I think he's a Gen Z coach. You know why? Because he's not afraid to show his emotional side. When Cote d'Ivoire miraculously defeated Mali against the odds after playing shitty all through the AFCON, that picture of him being watered down with cold water while his head was emitting smoke like one of the cartoons I used to watch as a kid. It typifies that he's a Gen Z coach, which says what Amadu was saying. He's in tune with his emotional side. The problem I will ask is that can he manage the pressure that will come from 180 million Nigerians who are coaches, who understand football, who will tell you when you're wrong, who will talk to you, who will follow you on social media, and who will tell you how much they love the game? Can you take that pressure? Away from that, let's look at the man. I think he's also a very smart man, even if I don't know how much of the pressure he can take. He's a very smart man. And he knows how to play his way around. And I will show you from there. He started his career with GS Consulat. He stayed there for 1 year, had a win percentage of 53%. GS Consulat is an amateur side, not a professional football side, which is nothing bad. And then, of course, he went to Matix. Matix, he stayed there for 4 years. Played 80 matches, with a win ratio of 43.75%, give or take. Let's do the approximate to 44%. Must know that Martigues is a third division side in the French Championnat. They recently got promotion to League Two, not recently. So when he was there, he was playing in the Championnat, and then he moved over to Bologne, the former club of Franck Ribéry and N'Golo Kante. Was a disaster for him there because he got them relegated. He was fired. And then from there, he moved to Mali. Every time the man knows how to move. Look at it. 2017, when he was leaving Consulat, he was in Martigues. 2021, when he left Martigues, he was in Boulogne. 2021, when he was fired for Boulogne. 2022, he was in Mali and stayed in Mali for 2 years with a winning percentage of 63% or 64%, which is not bad. And then in 2024, when he was fired from Mali, he went over to MC Oran in Algeria. MC Oran right now are currently in the 10th position, and he has only won 2 this season. out of 7 matches. They are currently in the 10th position, and they're one of the biggest clubs. And one of the reasons I will tell you for free is that one of the major reasons why he also left is that MC Oran are financially troubled, so he needs the money to move. That's why I said he is a very smart man. Typical example of a journeyman who knows how to move, and Africa is his perch. Is this the man that we've entrusted with the future of Nigerian football? Is this a joke? Because if it is, it's not funny. Compare this to other African nations. Morocco hired Walid Regragui, who took them to a historic World Cup semi-finals. Before that, he had proven himself in the league. He proved himself in the league. Let's not talk about Aliou Cisse, who brought Senegal their first ever AFCON and then took them to the World Cup. Meanwhile, Nigeria, we have gone to Banjo Market, Aswani Market, Akpongbo, to dig inside through the bend-down boutique, hiring a coach who has not been able to hack it anywhere. We are talking about Mali. He went back to type and he was fired. This is not ambition. This is full-blown desperation. And it must be called out for what it is. And to make you understand the extent of which Nigerians are being taken for a ride, he has been given a short-term contract. What a gamble. The Nigerian Football Federation have offered Shell a short-term deal contingent on the World Cup qualifier performance and an extension for the AFCON. If all that Amadou Pinnick went on Arise to say that he's an attack-minded coach, just like what Michael Obasi and some of the other young guys have been saying, that he's an attack-minded coach, he's a disciplinarian. Why did they give him a short-term deal? Why is he based on performance? Let's get real. This setup is a setup of failure. You are asking somebody you picked up in the Banjo Market, in Bend-Down Boutique, Yaba left. You are asking that same man to deliver instant results. Haba. Remember, these same monetary terms was what was offered to Jose Peseiro that we complained about. You gave him short-term contracts based on performances. And then when he was able to beat those performances, he held you by the jugular. And when you could, he walked away. That's why Hervé Renard did not come. That's why Bruno Labbadia formed one story and refused to come. Because you got a journeyman who was looking for a lifeline, and then you told him, because you don't trust him, you give him the kind of contract. It's all about, like I said from the initial stance, putting plaster over a bullet hole. We're all about quick fixes, and patch jobs. It's not working. Look at where we are. Nigeria is wallowing in 48, 44, 46, and we're comfortable in the FIFA rankings. Newsflash, this isn't about Shell. I need people to get this right. Let's see the big picture. It isn't about Eric Chelle. It isn't about the Nigerian Football Federation. It's about Nigeria football. It's about settling for mediocrity. It is about how this has now become a culture. It has now become the way that we handle our football. That we can just dump in, get any kind of coach, and then throw him any contract. Imagine, in 10 months, this guy will earn, okay, £50,000 in 10 months. That's about £500,000. Then, of course, because he's a journeyman coach, the guys who he would get, his agents and all that, will be settled. Is that the kind of things that we're looking for? And we are comfortable being average? Is that what we are comfortable with? Morocco is gone. South Africa is powering through. We are not even at the level of Egypt. We are not. We are consistently scraping through qualifiers. Nigeria should be setting standards. The Nigerian football fans are among the most passionate in the world. And listen, we've endured heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. Yet we are concerned. That's why we talk. So how dare you tell us that we are getting angry unnecessarily? Or with the people that should give you a chance. No, man. There's no transparency in this appointment. No accountability. Just one bad decision after another bad decision after another bad decision. Do you think the Moroccan FA would dare make a decision like this without carrying the fans along, without marketing it to the fans? No chance. It's not what Amadou Pinnick is going to Arise Television to do, or what some of your guys are your cheap PR that you're doing on TikTok and Facebook, trying to bamboozle and bully people out of it. It's wrong. And no matter how you look at it, well, no matter how you want to sell it, Eric Chelle is a bend down select coach. Honestly, it's time for Nigerian football fans to take a stand, to demand better. I'm not saying we should go get angry, but demand better. Better decisions, better results. Because as long as we accept this mediocrity, that's what we will always get. So we need to ask the right questions. Who made these decisions? Why Nigeria, with our talent pool and resources, can't attract a world-class coach? Osimhen, African Footballer of the Year, we celebrated, we shouted. Lookman, back to back, we celebrated, we shouted. AFCON came second, we celebrated, we shouted. Is that not enough to attract somebody with sense? Is the Super Eagles brand so poor that it cannot attract sponsors? The NFF needs to show us a plan. Gusau needs to show us a plan. You need to call it out, bit by bit, break it down. A real plan for how they are going to take Nigerian football back to the top, away from 44, 50, and take us back. Come on, man. Look, let me leave this for you. Nigerian football is bigger than the NFF, and it's far bigger than the bend down select coach that you got. It has millions of fans who bleed green and white. It's about the kids playing barefoot on the dusty road, dreaming of wearing the Super Eagles jersey. It's about legacy that deserves better than what we are getting. Nigerian football and Nigerian football fans deserve nothing less than excellence. It's not fair that the USA that started which day, that is not supported by the government, is doing exceptionally well in football. And don't tell me it's because it's USA. Because we have more population of football fans than USA and more Nigerians that are ready to spend their money if you give them the right plan. Frank didn't tell that person.